Want to participate? The link is in the description box below.
Just some kids who love to read. Our minds expand with every page we feed. We're discussing our books, getting lost in the plot. We're talking about heroes, villains, and what they have got. We're learning new words, our imaginations on fire. Books are a fuel taking us higher and higher. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Classic, fiction, non-fiction biography, adventure, mystery, so much to explore. Books bring us together and we never get bored. We're just some bookworm kids, it's true, but we don't turn into worms. That's not what books do.
We love to read before we hit the sack, and dreams of fighting dragons, it's a fact. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry. Books give us wings so that we can fly. We read about wizards, witches, and spells, and sometimes we pretend to have magic as well. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are just some kids who love to read. Our minds expand with every page.
Welcome to Between the Pages. Today we're joined by Chinmay, an 11-year-old guitar enthusiast and a Pokemon card collector. He's also a devoted fan of the Wimpy Kids series. With his musical talent and his collection, Chinmay brings a unique blend of hobbies to our show. Let's welcome Chinmay. Hello Chinmay, welcome to Between the Pages. How are you?
I am fine.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. I go to Vidya Pratishthan's Magarpatta City Public School. And my hobbies are I love playing guitar and collecting Pokemon cards.
I see. What book are you here with today?
I'm here with the Diary of the Wimpy Kid book, Meltdown.
Oh, would you like to give us an overview about it?
In overall perspective of the book, it is a very nice book. And the thing I like about it is that there's a huge snowball fight in this book, and it's overall interesting because you don't know what's gonna happen next, and it's just interesting.
I see. So, have you read the whole series of the Wimpy Kid?
Yes, I have read the whole series of the Wimpy Kid. It is actually very, very interesting.
Oh, so which book from the series is your favorite?
My favorite book is Diary of the Wimpy Kid, The Meltdown, because of the snowball fight I told earlier.
I see. So, overall, in the whole series, the main character is humorous and has relatable experiences. So, which one of the experiences is like the funniest to you, the most memorable?
The most funny experience of like the main character is he's not that funny, but he has like this pinch that he just throws in every single book, and it just turns funny for some reason.
I see. So, Greg often faces challenges. And do you think he makes a good decision after that?
Sometimes yes, but most of the times no, because he ends up breaking his friendship with his best friend.
So, can you give us an example?
Yeah, once they were playing a game in where Rolly sits on a tricycle. By the way, Rolly is Wimpy Kid's best friend, also known as Greg. The game is about Rolly sits on a tricycle and Wimpy Kid, known as Greg, throws a football at him to stop him. In this process, he broke his arm, but Wimpy Kid actually felt good about it because in school, Rowley's friends thought that he's in a lot of pain and started feeding him with their own hands with a spoon, even though it was in his left hand and he's a righty. And Wimpy Kid was trying to take the credit for it by saying, I was the one who made that happen. And in the end, everyone started bullying Wimpy Kid because they thought he was a big meanie who broke
Someone's arm?
Rolly's hand. And this is one of the most popular examples.
Oh, I feel so bad for Raleigh. Okay, so what do you like most about the illustrations in the story?
The illustrations are not that complicated and they're simple so that everyone can understand. Even a kid who doesn't know how to read can understand the story just by looking at the pictures.
That's interesting. So this story, these series, this series has been turned into movies. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen all of the movies that have been released. The original movie, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, and Long Haul. I prefer reading a book over the movies because in movies the details are not that strong, and in books it's just more detailed.
But what about Long Haul? It was pretty funny when I saw it, though.
It was funny, but again, the book is more fun, and it also you have to see the book and you actually learn because your reading gets faster and you improve in reading.
I see. So Jeff Kinney is continuing to write books, and I think there's a new book that is gonna release this year. So are you excited about it?
Yeah, I'm actually quite excited because the new book, I have been doing a lot of research on it. The name of that new book is No Brainer. From it will be the 18th or 19th or 17th book of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And I don't know what will happen in that book, but I'm quite excited.
I see. I hope you get the book and read it. Yeah. So I'm sure there are I'm sure there are lots of fans about this series. So have you talked about these books with your friends or someone?
Yeah, one of my best friends, his favorite series is Wimpy Kid, and we discuss all the funny things that happen in this book together.
So talking about funny things, has any of the moments that Wimpy Kid has that happened to you ever?
Some of them have, like getting punched in the face
Damn.
as a prank, uh, but yeah, most of it, no.
Okay, so if you could meet Greg Heffley in real life, what would you say to him or do with him or whatever? Like,
Greg Heffley, he will not be an inspiration for me because he's just a kid. Plus, he doesn't do a lot of good things. Mostly, he's into mischiefs. But I would make him one of my friends and play with him.
but wait, I just had a thought. If you met him in real life, he'd be a stickman figure in real life.
Yeah, so basically, he wouldn't be living.
Yeah.
Right?
So, have you ever tried to keep a journal like Greg Heffley?
Yeah, a few days ago, I tried to start a journal. I named it Diary of a Fantastic Kid. I wrote in that diary for 4 days and I stopped writing because it was too awkward.
Oh,
And I would rather tell my life and what happened in it in a oral form rather than writing.
So, in this podcast, we have a little game where you will pick cards and there's questions on them. You're not allowed to see the questions though. Has any book changed the way you think about a particular thing?
Quite far, I would say no, because most of the books are about Greg Heffley's family life and how he deals with his friends, family, his brother, especially. Both of his brothers, actually,
Yeah.
and his dog named Sweaty.
Oh my god, I did not know he named his dog Sweaty. Ugh.
Actually,
Okay.
it's Sweetie. But in the book, Roderick misspelled him, and on his dog bowl, it's written Sweaty.
Oh my god. Okay. So, are there any books that you've read multiple times and what keeps you coming back to them?
My favorite book, as in Wimpy Kids, are the Diary of a Wimpy Kid Meltdown because there's just a lot of fun and it is different from other books because in the other books, Wimpy Kid is usually inside his house playing video games. But in this book, he has to come out because his mom doesn't allow anymore.
I see. So, do you have a favorite book series and what do you like about it?
The only book series I know is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so yeah, it's my favorite book series.
Uh huh. So, if you were to choose a song that describes your favorite book, what would it be?
I actually don't listen to that many songs, so it'll be hard for me to tell.
But what about the songs you've heard, which are common, we all heard here?
It is actually quite difficult for me to name a book with a song because I've never thought of doing that in that way.
Yeah,
So it's kind of hard for me. I'll
okay,
not be able to do it.
that's fine. So, do you prefer reading physical books or ebooks, and why?
I have tried reading ebooks, but I feel physical books are more easy. There are some good points about ebooks, is that if you don't know a meaning, you can just uh, like hold the word for a little more time and the meaning would just come. But in real books, you have the feel of holding the book and turning the pages, and you can also like turn the pages. That's the most biggest point about a physical book rather than ebook.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I was wondering how you got to know about this book series.
Actually, my sister, when she was young, she used to read the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and when she grew up, she was planning to sell it or basically donate it. So my mom asked me, "Do you want to take any of these books for yourselves and read it?" So as I was turning the pages, I saw the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Because it had so many pictures, I felt it was a very nice book and I started reading it.
Oh, that's
And then I got addicted to it and I read every single new Wimpy Kid that comes.
that's interesting. So would you recommend this book to others?
Actually, I would recommend because it's just family friendly and uh, there are a lot of pictures, so it's very fun.
That's interesting. So we have this ritual in our podcast where where the guests actually write a question for the next guest to answer. So let me see. Our previous guest, Soha, she is asking, which genre have you not tried yet and why?
What is the genre?
It's the topics like this is probably, I mean, there's fiction, there's non-fiction,
Oh,
this is comedy, like that. So, which genre have you not tried yet?
I haven't tried fiction yet.
I think this is fiction though.
Is it?
Probably.
I thought this was comedy.
How about have you tried mystery, magic?
I have tried magic. Harry Potter is my magic. And in suspense kind of book, there's a lot of books that my sister used to read before, like Agatha Christie sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I have.
And there's a book named Kidnapped, and it had a lot of suspense in it.
How about what other genres are there? Non-fiction?
Non-fiction, I don't think so.
Yes. So why have you not tried it?
I love reading series compared to individual books. So I haven't, like, it's very rare for me to start a new series because I like continuing the old one. And I wait for 1 year patiently for the new Wimpy Kids to come
Oh
out.
my god, that's interesting. So you can write a question for the next guest. You can write your name about.
Time lagega. Done.
Thank you so much. So do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. Which kind of books do you read?
I mean, I've started reading non-fiction books, especially deep books, which help in life because I mean, it's kind of like I have to read them, but I have started to get to like them now. So yeah. I was also wondering how you came to know about this podcast.
My mom actually did the illustrations on the intro of the podcast. So I got to know about this podcast.
Well, that's super interesting, I guess. So, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you taking your time and talking about books with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time to close the book, but don't worry, the stories really never end. Until our next adventure together, remember to keep your imaginations fueled, your laughter contagious, and your bookmarks handy. Until next time, it's me, Anna Lilani, closing the BTP book for this week. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.